Oftentimes, many people wonder if God still moves in the affairs of men, as he used to do back in the biblical days. Why their perception of God's move may differ greatly? Because of the varied attendant situations, the question of his interest and intervention in man's circumstances has one definite answer. Yes, God still moves in the affairs of men. A living proof of his mighty acts are clearly visible at Cacts, Christ Apostolic Church Theological Seminary, Lagos campus, where ongoing positive developments, both spiritual and academic, as well as the timely construction and completion of a massive 2-story magnificent all-purpose worship center, stands tall for all to behold. Successively, in 2010, when Pastor F.A. Olaniyi took over the mantle of leadership from Pastor S.O.A. Afolabi, a new wave of transformation began. Majorly, his dynamic and exceptional leadership qualities did not only impact the spiritual and numerical strength of the school, it also led to increase in the performance level and infrastructural development. Prime amongst his landmark achievements this past 8 years as the coordinator of the Christ Apostolic Church Theological Seminary, Cacts, Idimu, Lagos, is the audacious vision of building an all-purpose chapel within a space of 2 years. How did he come about this vision?
The development was gradual, it was a process, and eventually it got to the point where we had to change the chapel. For the past 8 years, what we've been doing is not concentrating on one project. It is one project at a time. As a project is completed, the other one surfaces, and then we look at what to do about it. So it is a holistic vision, not just the vision of the project. So when it got to the time of the project for the chapel, it was understandable that the chapel was not standard enough, that it was under a shade, that we could not house it in the midst of the structures that the school has had. And so the best thing is to look for a way to upgrade the chapel, and that was what led to it. Another one was while we were praying, God had laid it in our hearts, and some people have also seen that there was actually a structure there that emerged. And once we have a leading of God, it's easier for us to know the direction to go and then to walk towards that direction so that we can be in tandem with God's program. So it's not somebody waking up to say we want to build a project or we want to build a chapel that will be this big. No, it's the Lord leading us out of the holistic project of development to know which one is the next, and we were able to just key into that.
When exactly did work commence on this project?
April 9, 2016, which was it will be about 2 years ago now, and by 2017 we were able to hold the graduation in the hall.
The question on the lips of many people who have visited Cacts, Idimu, Lagos within this period of construction has always been, how was the school able to build this gigantic project in spite of the harsh economic realities being experienced across the country?
This is a question that most people have asked us. Those are in or external people, they came in here, they saw it and they started asking. But the truth of the matter is, even I cannot tell you any secret because there's no secret. If I'm going to answer you in one way, somebody will say it's God all the way. The reality of the situation is time is not a determinant of what God wants to do. If God decides to do anything at the time he has appointed, whether there was recession, whether there is no recession, it won't matter. What will matter is it according to divine directive? So for us here, we are not mindful of the recession so much, because we know, even though the recession was part of the thing that drove us to start at the time we started, because personally, I knew that if the recession comes, there will be inflation, there will be erosion of currency strength, and so on. So we just felt if we have anything to do it. It's like somebody saying "she to she" or "she," but it's not really because we know what we were doing. It was because we were just being led. And then, for instance, we've been praying for months about the project, and then we had the opportunity one day to be in a prayer program all the same, and the Spirit of God just moved me, and I said before the month ends we're going to lay the foundation of that project. It's not as if we have had any major preparation, but the most important thing is that God has laid it in our hearts, God has directed us, and God has provided people that will work in various areas. So when you see God doing things, and this may not be understandable to somebody who is carnal, if a man is a prayerful person, you can always rely on God and just say, well, God, let your will be done. It's not as if you will not prepare, but your preparation does not determine the success. So secret, no, there's no secret. Anybody that is dealing with God knows that all secret belongs to God. And so when you're talking about the strength, God gives a man strength to do the difficult and the impossible. And that's what God has been doing with us here. So it's not a secret. It is possible for anybody who believes. It is possible for anybody who is prayerful. It's possible for anybody that has a direction. That God is. If God says to anybody, go and do it, it will be possible because it is God that is saying you should do it.
Agreed that acting by faith on the leading of God was indeed a strong factor that produced this extraordinary feat. One wonders what inspired him or motivated the leadership to step out in faith and embark on this project. Considering limited resources these days and lack of easy access to credit facilities from most financial institutions, was there financial support or sponsors anywhere that the school depended upon?
Whether raised, whether borrowed, whether somehow God provided. And today, we can beat our chest and say we are not owing. We are not owing. We didn't owe salary, we didn't owe allowances, and we are not owing the contractors. If there's any petty money that has not been paid, it's not because we are owing any major person.
Truly, the people may have had a mind to work, but visionary, pragmatic, and exemplary leadership must have stimulated the followership to go the extra mile, make personal sacrifices, and build a house joyfully, like Nehemiah in the biblical time. It is usually said that when there is unity of purpose, nothing would be restrained from any man who dares to dream big. This is precisely what was obtainable while the project was being executed. It is incredibly inspiring that the students who came to learn, as well as lecturers who came to teach, including leaders under the leadership of Pastor Efe Olaniyi, were able to humble themselves and allowed God to use them for his glory. Everyone keyed into the vision and became vessels of honor unto God. Skilled and unskilled, technical people and building engineers all worked towards one goal, to see the vision actualized. Is it not instructive that while intense work was going on, songs of praises and adoration were being offered unto God to usher in grace from above and motivate the people? Little wonder there was so much cooperation, enthusiasm, and sheer delight to be a part of this project. By the wisdom, strength, and support of God and man, this massive two-story building has been built, and it will provide accommodation for various segments within the school and lots more from outside. As the school celebrates its 20th anniversary, 20th graduation and award ceremony, it is a thing of joy that the vision of this chapel has been successfully accomplished, and it is ready for dedication. We say kudos to the leadership of the seminary and everyone who has contributed in one way or the other to the success of this laudable vision. May God bless you all, and may God honor you. Happy celebration.